Welcome back to Lucore Automotive Services. Today, sadly, we're pulling the engine back out of the Supra. So, sometimes when you build stuff doesn't go so well. It is what it is. You fix it and you move on. This car, we finished up a while ago. It's actually been running around, tearing up the streets. Our base tune on it, just to make sure, shake everything down, get everything going, we could only get 363 horse, 328 torque, 324 torque, and it had a really slow climb to about 4,000 RPM when that power actually kicked in at. And this, that, the other thing, we have determined that our rear turbo is not spinning the way it should. Therefore, we are not building anywhere near the power this thing should be. So we got to take it back apart, probably replace the rear cartridge, and then put it all back together again. So it is what it is. Time to take this car back apart so that we can put it back together again. Such is life. I'm just gonna probably do a time lapse of this thing coming apart. Should be pretty straightforward. Shouldn't be too big of a deal. It's just time. You gotta basically drop the engine and trans out as a unit. Pull the manifold off as a log, then I can disassemble the exhaust, put it back together, try and figure out what my problem was. If did it starve for oil, did something go through the exhaust, did something go through the intake. I didn't actually see any damage to the compressor. I did run a borescope down the intake to determine that when we cranked it over, the compressor wheel wasn't spinning correctly. I didn't see any damage, but I did see witness marks on the compressor housing, which basically tells me the turbine bearings are shot and bad things happened. So, if you like this kind of stuff, hang around, click like, subscribe, leave us a comment down below. We're going to blow this thing apart so that we can put it back together again. Oh, let's see if a bunch of oil drops out of here. I didn't see any up top. That's a good sign. It's not full of oil. That's a good sign. I get to take it apart more. So we did all that because we got to get to this guy right here. I'm not entirely sure how I want to take that off yet. I'm actually thinking I may just pull the front half of it off, because that would be a lot less work than pulling the whole thing off. It's not a bad idea. Let's zip this inlet housing off and see what we got going on. There's definitely some wear on the compressor housing. Ooh, that guy doesn't spin very nicely. He spins. Look at that blade, that looks weird. I would think if something was pulled through it to make that wear on it, I would think it would still be in here. That's weird. It definitely has a weird fin. I'm wondering if it sucked something through. It definitely doesn't spin nice, which would lead me to believe there's a bearing problem. But there's no end plate. No, it's huffed. It's wasted. All right. So I just got my turbo housing off, my inlet housing, and my outlet housings are now removed, and you can see, I can actually see a witness mark on the turbo housing, and the turbo doesn't spin over really well. That turbo's wasted. That's sad. This turbo died way before its time. So now we got to figure out why the rear turbo failed. I'll double check my oil supply, double check my drain to make sure it's allowing flow to go through, but I don't know. Either way, we got to put a new cartridge in it, put it back together, and then do this all over again. So let me pull this cartridge out of the way and we will keep moving. Look what I done did.
You done took it apart again.
Done took it apart again.
You know, that thing we were really trying to proactively never have to do. The whole reason we had these turbos rebuilt in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are we seeing?
Bearing filler.
Due to?
I mean, it's not supposed to be that loose. There is one leading edge that looks a little weird. That guy right there looks like he got dinked by something. And then they won't be able to see that because you're dark. There you go. It's annoying, but it is what it is. Nothing you can do about it. Falls under the stuff happens category. It's everything. We did everything to try and prevent a problem with the turbos. And
spent more money than we probably should have by getting these things rebuilt versus just putting on a big single.
Right.
Trying to do it the right way and still get kicked in the pants.
Hey, that's the world I live in. I don't see any damage to it. Rough. Well, this is what makes the magic happen. Get us a new one. Put it all back together again. Try it again tomorrow. So I was able to get both turbos pulled. We're going to send them back and have them gone through again. They are both going to need new compressors because I'm seeing some nicks and bent vanes, and the rear turbo has definitely had an oiling situation that has taken out the bearings in it. So more than likely there was some trash in the original engine and it went through the turbo and took the turbo out. The foreign object damage to the turbines. I know the owner media blasted the inlet tubes and then painted them, and I cleaned them out. I mean, I hosed them out with brake clean, but it's quite possible that there was still some media inside of those inlet tubes, and that's probably what did the damage to our turbines. Sorry, our compressors. So these are headed off to California. I'm going to put the engine back up into the car so that I can roll it outside. That way I don't lose the use of this lift for I don't know how long. So now we'll put it back together so that when we get our new turbos back, we can take it all apart and put it back together again. That's cars. Here, Mr. Spider. I don't like spiders. There you are. You're a big fat guy too. Oh yeah. Spider-Man. Oh, he's coming up. Look at that guy go. Whoa! It's like a yo-yo. You can come back up. I really don't like spiders. So I've got the engine and chassis back in the car, steering shaft's hooked up. I'm going to throw the wheels on it so we can park it outside for however long it takes us to get the turbos rebuilt. So this car is going into automotive purgatory until further notice while it waits for parts. But at least it won't be tying up my bay. So I'll throw some tires on it, push it outside, and we'll take it all apart again, put it all back together. I am going to cut the oil filter open and check for any signs of other damage just to make sure. The oil was pretty dark in this and it wasn't that old. Need to verify our oil cooler is working correctly. But it was running great. It just wasn't building boost. Another car on the lot. So when I took that Supra apart, I decided I wanted to cut the oil filter open, take a look inside of it, see what kind of stuff might be in there. So we're going to do that real quick. The oil doesn't look bad. It's not glittery or wet. It doesn't have water in it or anything like that. I don't think we'll have anything crazy that we're going to find in here. Can't do that with my hand because I'm a weakling. All the way through. Hey, look at that. Where's my flashlight? I know you're gonna fall over. Stay. Stay. No big pieces of brass. There is some glitter in the oil. Which is probably from the turbos, maybe? I don't know. The turbos are already in California, so we'll hear back on their health here shortly. I'm not seeing anything crazy in here. I'm not seeing any bearing material. And the engine was running quite well when we took it apart. So hopefully it's just a turbo problem. We'll clean it up, see what happens. That's all you can do. So I'm not seeing anything real crazy in the oil filter. I'm not seeing bearing chips or anything real major. I do have some glitter in the oil, which I'm a little concerned with, but we'll wait to hear the results back from the turbocharger rebuilder. So yeah, that's where we're at. The Supra is apart. We're waiting on turbos. We will move forward as soon as we have turbos back. Well, thanks for watching our show. We appreciate you. Please remember to click like, subscribe, or leave a comment down below. You guys have a great day. We'll see you on the next one.